Three Claps, your boy Swain's back at it again, Swain Swaggy Scents. And in today's video, I have 10 fragrances that will more than likely be a cold front. You know, the cold front that's frigid outside, the cold front that basically you're all bundled up. Hence why for the video, I put on the trench coat. You know, I got to get another one, but for the time being, I'm going to, put on the OG trench coat that I have for quite some time now. But these fragrances will literally Ginsu knife through the cold. They're going to still pull the compliments while it's still freezing outside, almost to the point where your hands, you just got to put your hands in your pockets and everything like that. But these fragrances are stellar, and I'm about to break them down to you. So without further ado, let's get into this review. So the first fragrance that I got for y'all today is going to be Bulgari Man in Black. This one has, from what I've seen, been getting a lot of love from previous reviewers that I've seen. And you're going to see me give it a lot of love too, and rightfully so. This gets compared to the Viktor and Rolf Spice Bomb. But this one, it has its own identity though. It has spices, has rum, tobacco, tonka bean, vanilla, iris, and leather are some of the notes in this. And this literally speaks volumes, and it shouts volume with the projection that you would get off of this. This is the fall and winter bomb that you would need to have in your collection if you want to really get past the cold front, the frigidness, the blistering cold. This will stand up to that. This is a 8 to 10 hour fragrance. This for real, you can't go wrong with this fragrance when you are trying to get compliments. You can't go wrong with this fragrance if you're at least trying to smell yourself when the weather is not permitting. You know, when the wind is blowing, when maybe there might be snow outside, or when it's just cold. So this is the one that you want. Still available. You're going to be paying like maybe in the 80 plus range for fragrances like this, you know, because they are a gem. They are a gem. Nothing that I've heard so far of it being discontinued or anything like that, but you need to grab it when the temperatures are around that 50-40 degree type of weather, or even the 12 degree weather. You know, we haven't gotten to the negatives. I think we have gotten into the negatives a couple years, but nothing to the extent of where I'm at. Nothing to the extent of like when you're in, you know, Antarctica or Alaska or something like that, where you're looking at, or even Canada, where you're looking at like -20 and things of that nature, where your fingers are almost about to fall off. But this is a stellar fragrance. This is a fantastic blend, and gonna cut through that cold front. All right, so that's Bulgari's Man in Black. The next fragrance that I got for y'all on deck is going to be from Rojas, and that is Mustache. All right, so this gets compared to the YSL's Tuxedo, and they have so many clones of that. They have the Tux, they have suits. They have a lot of different Middle Eastern fragrances that are to try to simulate the same type of fragrance quality as Tuxedo, but this one was the one that, when I first started this fragrance, that a lot of reviewers been hyping this up, and rightfully so. Pink pepper, has some vanilla in this. You have some patchouli, cedar, mandarin orange. This is a great fragrance, and this is something that is sweet in a sense of, you would think that it's not going to last that long in the cold, but trust me, it will. This is a 6 to 8 hour fragrance. This is still inexpensive. This hasn't broke, you know, past, I believe, $40. It's still like mid-30s. This is also signature scent worthy. So honestly, even though that this can cut through the fall cold and the winter chillings, this can, I think, could be able to do like maybe late, you know, summer and, you know, early spring, dependent on how many sprays you do. This is a fantastic fragrance, sweet, seductive, mass appealing, and just a fragrance that is going to get you compliments here, there, everywhere. All right, so that is Rojas Mustache. Next fragrance that I got for y'all is going to be Salvatore Ferragamo's Uomo, and this is the limited edition. All right, but when I'm about to break this down, I'm gonna let you know that it doesn't change the fact on it still has the same or similar DNA as just the Uomo signature line. Okay, so this is Salvatore Ferragamo's Uomo. All right, so this has that tiramisu note, you know, delectable and delicious dessert, you know, very heavy in the sweet department. Okay, so if you're not into the sweet fragrances, I would bypass this one. But if you are considering trying to get a smell of this, try and get a sample. You know, there's a lot of sample websites that you can be able to kind of get this scent profile, or if you're trying to get the bottle, there's different sizes as well. Okay, so like I said, you get this this tiramisu note. You have vanilla, strong vanilla. We have some cardamom in here, some tonka bean as well. It has this like this chocolatey cherry note in here. Like, I'm not even sure if it's a cherry note in this, but with everything blended together, you'll smell this sweet cherry type of scent profile in this, and some coffee beans in this as well. So it's very invigorating when, you know, like if you go to Wawa or maybe your mom and pop shop and you smell the fragrances from the coffee beans, this is something that you're having this. This is an 8 to 10 plus hour fragrance. This is going to breeze through the breeze of that cold front that's coming towards you. Compliment puller, okay? Sillage, the bubble, the whole 9. This is what you're gonna get from this. It's still available on your websites. I got this from TJ Maxx, and this was, I believe, maybe like $40, $45, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the receipt from this fragrance. So this is a great fragrance if you're trying to smell delicious, and if you're trying to smell like someone wants to eat you up. And I'm not saying that in a vulgar way, okay? So great fragrance, gotta grab it. It'll cut through the cold front. All right, so that's Salvatore Ferragamo's Uomo signature. Next fragrance that I got for y'all is going to be an oud bomb and also a cheapie too. So that is Frank Olivier's Oud Vanilla. Okay, so this gets compared to the I believe Lacomb's Oud Bouquet, and this is banging. All right, so you have this oudy touch to it, very high in, I believe, like it has like a citrusy oud. You know, you have your vanilla, you have your oud, patchouli in this. You have some spices in this. This is so that bright citrus type of oud note comes out is very bright, honestly, very bright when it first originally comes out. Have some rose in this as well to put a floral touch to this. And I got this for maybe 20 bucks when I got in there. I haven't looked up the price change if it did at all, but this is sophisticated. This is grown man scent, and you're going to really be standing out with this fragrance when you would stand outside in the frigid cold. Okay, so this is a 10+ hour fragrance, and it's incredible that, you know, some companies make fragrances for the low and it smells amazing, and you would think that it's for the high price range, but no, it's not. This one, it's not that. But if you're not into oudy fragrances, this is something that you're not going to like personally. But if you have already dove into the oud realm of fragrances and the oud type of scent profiles of some certain fragrances, then I would recommend this fragrance. Okay, so Like I said, this cuts through the cold. This is a 10+ hour fragrance with that oud citrusy note, and it also does have that rose floral touch to it. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. If you don't like it, once again, you're not breaking the bank or anything like that. So you can possibly gift it to someone who likes certain fragrances of this type of scent profile. Okay, so that is Franck Olivier's Oud Vanille, or Vanille. Vanille, okay, Oud Vanille. The next fragrance that I got on deck is from the house of Afnan, and that is Afnan's Supremacy Incense. All right, I don't know where the camera was for a minute, but here we go. That's Supremacy Incense, okay? And this one gets compared to Amouage's Interlude Man Black Iris. And I'm just gonna spray once, because this right here is a powerhouse, like literally a powerhouse. You talk about strength on some Jeremy type of power, okay? So that's why I only spray it. If you are really just like with the Franck Olivier's Oud Vanille, this right here, this is the upgrade. You're not going to like this fragrance if you're not into the incensey, dark, resinous type of. It has a form of amberiness in this as well. A lot of spice. Has some bergamot in this too, with a nice little citrus note, but that intensity vibe, and I believe some iris in here, like a powdery nuance. This, you have to have a established nose in order for you to kind of appreciate this fragrance. If not, then you're not going to be reaching for this as much. But with the longevity, you will get 8+ hours with this. This and any type of incense or oud fragrance, you don't have to worry about it cutting through the cold. This is something that is going to beat that cold front. Even if you was an Eskimo and you were to be in the igloo or out hunting, this is something that literally will obliterate any type of cold front that will try to kind of come your way. Okay, it's still available. You're going to be, if you were interested in getting this, you're going to be paying in the $60 range. Once again, if you're not into incense oud type of fragrances, this is something that I would recommend you not to get. But if you are interested, then this one is going to be the one that, if you don't want to go to the Amouage because you're going to be spending a pretty penny, this is something that you can, referring you to this one because it's a lot cheaper. Okay, so that is from Afnan. That is Supremacy Incense. Moving right along, we have a old school fragrance, and that is going to be Azzaro Pour Homme. Azzaro Pour Homme. Okay, so I put this one on the list because it's old school, and old school knows about how to get through these types of weather conditions, and this is one of them. So you have this shaving cream, fougere, barbershop type of vibe, lavender, a lot of floral notes in this. Some lavender, you have some, I believe, some violet in here too, some citrus bergamot. Just think if you were to spray or when you're shaving, I forgot the name of the brand, but when you're putting shaving foam on, if you were to ever put shaving foam on, that's the vibe that you would get from this. And even though this is an old style fragrance, it has the power to get through whatever type of weather. This is fall and winter. Don't even think about putting this on in the spring and summer. You are going to not only knock yourself out, but you're going to knock the people out around you that are in your vicinity. Okay, so be careful. This is winter, and these fragrances are mainly fall, winter. All right. Yeah, this is just such a, this is a nice scent. If you're not into old school fougere fragrances, this is not the scent for you. But if you like the factor of the perfumery and just the distinguished type of scents, this is something that you can kind of put into your catalog of fragrances. Okay, so that is Azzaro Pour Homme. I get about maybe 6 to 8 hours with this fragrance, and this is something that you would want to have in your collection. So the next fragrance, unfortunately, this one has been kind of knocked off and been hard to find right now, and that is going to be Polo Red Extreme. All right. So when you hear about this, or if you have done your research on this, I'm pretty sure that everyone has heard that the coffee note in this is stellar, especially when it's blended with the blood orange note. Ebony wood, this is seductive, this is pleasing, you know, very alluring, very cozy, warm. And this one right here is going to literally have everyone kind of come around your bubble. Everyone is going to want to know what you're wearing, and this one is it. All right, so you see how I did that? That's how confident you would smell and feel when you're wearing this fragrance. All right, so for me personally, I get about 6 hours, nothing too crazy, but especially with these fragrances, and this one in particular is going to be, you know, evening wear anyway. This is so good. That coffee and blood orange mixture is a-okay. It's good. The way that they constructed this fragrance together, and unfortunately it being hard to find, you know, I wish that we could have some type of smell-o-vision so y'all can smell how good this is, and I'm sure that they're going to do that later down the line with technology just increasing and progressing so fast. This is fall and winter. Man, I gotta drop the mic, but we're dropping the tester strip, okay? So that is going to be what you would get from this great fragrance. If you can find it, grab it, all right? So that is Polo Red Extreme. So the next fragrance, honestly, is one of my all-time favorite, you know, old school fragrances. I know that I was just talking to y'all about the Azzaro Pour Homme being old school fragrance, but this one right here, it just works so well with me. I get so many compliments. This is one of my signature scents amongst others, and we're gonna have to go with Dior's Fahrenheit. All right, the gasoline, petrol, violet leaf, you know, has a citrus note in here. This is so good. This stands the test of time. Dior knew what it was doing. Has that leathery jacket type of vibe, you know, bad boy type of vibe. And when you're talking about cutting through the cold, that bad boy nuance, just think that you're gonna beat up the cold, all right? And this fragrance does that, all right? So for me personally, on this fragrance, it's 8+. Like this one, as you can see, if you can see the bottle, like I put a nice little dent in this. This one has been getting a lot of wear, especially with the weather changing up. And I'm so happy that I had gotten this one, where I'm not sure if the reformulation of the fragrance did anything to kind of change up the longevity or anything like that, but I'm glad that I had gotten this. I'm not going to say it's a vintage bottle, but I had gotten this years ago, and I only put that much of a dent in it, and I'm so glad that I only did that much of a dent, because I want to keep this thing, you know, preserved. All right, so you can still find it. You know, I know they have the Parfum version. Not sure when I'm gonna grab that one. Heard great reviews on that, but I have to stick with the OG. It's something about this one, and I know that it's gonna do its job when I'm wearing this through the cold. All right, so that is Dior's Fahrenheit. So the next fragrance is going to be a cheapie, and funny enough, I didn't think that I was going to get a lot of compliments on this fragrance, but every time that I did wear this, there was a compliment going to be thrown my way. All right, and that is from Guess, and that is Seductive Noir Homme. Okay, this gets compared to Paco Rabanne's 1 Million. So you have this apple note, you have some fruity nuances, very sweet, has some lavender in this, has a woody texture, like an earthier sweet note to this. And it goes in its own lane too, just like Rojas Mustache. It goes in its own lane. It's similar to Paco Rabanne, but obviously there's some notes that are going to be different. It has some black pepper in this as well. And like I said, every time I wore this, it has always been a compliment. There hasn't been a day that that when I wore this that no one was complimenting. It has the ability to get you compliments out the wazoo. And for it to be cheap and cut through the cold, and for it to be always complimented, oh yeah, hands down, I'm keeping this. Funny enough, you can't see the dent in the bottle, but if you were to feel how this bottle feels, you can tell that I've been getting a lot of wear out of this. This is a 6 to 8 hour fragrance on me personally. That's what I get for more of the sweeter fragrances anyway. But this is a fall and winter gem. It's gonna cut through anything, and you're not gonna be breaking the bank on this at all either. Okay, so that is Guess Seductive Noir On. So the last fragrance that I got, you already, if you all have not already found out what this one was gonna be, then when I show y'all gonna understand why. All right, so that is Bentley for Men Intense. All right, this is your leathery goodness right here, spicy rum. This is something that I haven't really been wearing a lot, honestly. I should, but I haven't been. But every time I smell it, I'm like, man, this rum, cognac, whiskey, you know, spice, but still grown and sexy type of fragrance. Every time I spray it in the air or on a tester strip or on my skin, I'm like, man, this smells so good. All right. So I get about 10 hours with this fragrance, and specifically why I put this at the end, this fragrance will literally demolish the cold. And I can't say anything else from this fragrance. They do have the original, the EDT, but this right here, just looking at the color of the fragrance, you already know how it's going to. Didn't really put, like I said, didn't really put that much of a dent. Gonna have some space in there, but this is, like I said, this is all day. This is all day. You know what I'm saying? Let me spray this in the air too. Man, if I smelt this walking by somebody and I knew the fragrance, I'm like, that person right there knows their stuff. All right, they know their stuff. They know what fragrance is gonna hit in terms of the weather, and this one is it. All right, so that is Bentley for Men Intense. So those are 10 fragrances that will beat a cold front. These are fragrances that are going to literally master how to master the scent of getting through the weather that may be kind of hard to get through, and they are going to get through that type of weather. All right, so don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell just to let you know when your boy is posting another video. Keep tab of those community tabs as well as the shorts, so just to let y'all know when I'm going to be posting another video or when I'm going to be updating something. So just keep up to date, stay locked. All right, so I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.